why you can let somebody come stay in your house and they can kill that same boy that grew up with your son can kill your son and then turn around and go to court and laugh at you. Because there's no accountability. This is why the separation is here. When the Bible talk about is either hot or cold, it's no such thing as lukewarm. It's a lot of people that's playing like they spiritual and they not spiritual. I would love, you know what, if I knew that I was talking to somebody that was spiritual, I wouldn't mind talking to anybody. But it's a lot of people, they play the game to get up close to you. One thing in life, you can never tell people what you do and how you do it. You can never do that. You got to always keep people at bay. Never have them up on you. Because we're not dealing with, y'all think, see, when them Cabbage Patch Dolls came here, meaning that those children with no soul, they came in all colors. And they came here to destroy how we really lived. This verse had to do with education. When you leave from that realm Tim just talked about, you come back here. You're born in 3D until you learn who you are. Then you come up out of 3D when you learn that you got more power than they got. It's just you got to open your mind up. You got to, it's like you got to want it. And if you don't want it, and then something got you, and you can't let that go, then you can't come out of 3D. This is why people sit up and say, oh, well, this feel like hell. It feel like hell because it's some stuff that you don't want to let go. So what happens is you have to suffer because you don't want to let these things go. And then you think you can take all of that baggage and bring it over here to spiritual people, and then we're going to accept that. And we don't accept it. Because all the nonsense I was doing when I was in 3D, I can't do that junk now. I can't do it. But a lot of people want you to accept the things that they got going on. All this backward stuff, they want you to accept it and say that that's okay to do. And when we say that, no, you can't do that, then they get mad. Then they want to cuss you out. You don't lay down like if I sit up and tell people, you can't lay down with anybody because you transferring spirits. This is why I'm gonna say something, and I know a lot of people gonna get mad at me, but it's all good. This is why, and I notice a lot of these people that's in these sororities, they molest little children a lot, and our young men. A lot of them get molested and they don't talk about it. And they struggle with their sexuality. Because when that man start molesting these young men, and you wonder why they flimsy and acting like a woman, and you're like, where the hell did that come from? Or a woman like that. This is why they had our women this is why they had them, they got them out here, and it's getting played out now because so many people is waking up. But this is why they had melanated women out here in lingerie on stage with their titties hanging out and all kind of foolishness. And then by them doing that, it's about 1 million, 2 million, 3 million people, young girls looking at them and saying that's okay. So they want to do what men do. Remember, the woman is the receiver. The woman is the receiver. So when you lay down with this man, he ejaculate in you, that homosexual spirit is in him too. If he's out here doing something that you don't know about, that's in him. So all of a sudden, his DNA is a part of your DNA. So all of a sudden, you leave him behind. And you with somebody else. And then your child come out and ain't no telling what this man done. So y'all get a child and the child come out acting like a female. It can happen. And that's not the only way, because they doing stuff to our food too. This is why they get these young boys when they're young. It's young boys that probably wouldn't have been that way. It's young girls that wouldn't have been turned out and sleeping with Tom, Dick, and Harry, but they got turned out at a young age. So when they got turned out, that's just who they is. They just that hoe, and they'll sleep with anybody. And them spirits just accumulate into its legions. It can get to a point, it's nothing you can do. It's nothing you can do but let it go. So, I mean, saying that you spiritual, you got to live that walk. That's just like, I remember when I was 28 and I was told to stop having sex with anybody. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it. But that taught me, because see, if you don't know how to control what's between your legs, it can destroy your whole damn life. That's why you see a woman will sit up here and let a total stranger come in her house up under her children, because she want to prove a point to her friends that she got a man. Because she don't love herself deep enough to understand it ain't about that. And from 15 to 39, you learning about you. You learning about who you are. But they took that from you, and by the time you 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, you already got all kind of children running around. So you then went from child to motherhood. That ain't how life was ever. It wasn't never like that, but they made it like that to make us fall off of glory. That's why you don't understand. Like, you look at a lot of these women, they think in their 40s and 50s, oh, I'm burned, I'm old. No, you're not. That's when you're supposed to start having children, in your 40s and 50s, not in your 20s and 30s. See, your 20s and 30s build you into a woman, the woman you're supposed to be. That's what they do. You're supposed to have fun, but be getting your education. I mean, spiritual education, not the education they teach you. Because the education they give you is limits. And what they do is they put perimeters up, meaning that it's a limit that you can go. And this is how they control you, because you living within the matrix. And you graduate and you think you something, but you get sick. Your body gets sick because you're stressed out. And then you join these organizations, these Masons and these sororities, and y'all got this brotherhood thing going on. But as a nurse, I take care of you. Most of you die horrible. You die with nobody around. Because once they can't use you, they throw you away like they throw everybody else away. Because you do know 33 degree, the people, you're nothing but you're nothing. You got to get high up there in order to see these aliens, the ones that's really in control. You can't see them. Tim, can you break that part down for me, please?
All right, so basically the 30 to 33rd. Okay, so we're gonna go even lower than that, because you just taught me this, and when I was at work, you told me, I got quiet. So all these judges and all these people in the courthouses, they lower degree Masons. I thought it was higher degree, but they really ain't nothing. Your deacons, elders, and ministers in these churches are lower degree Masons. Now, when you get the 30 to 33rd, that's when you're doing a lot of sacrifices. You killing the people. You killing people. And you meeting the reptilians. When you get 30 to 33rd, that's when you meeting the reptilians. You ain't meeting the higher ups. Because the reptilians ain't really nothing. To be honest with you, those are not the real ones running it. They working hand in hand. But when you get 90 to 99th, that's when you meet in so-called alien creatures, which they are called fallen angels, but that's just a rhetorical name. But you got to do a lot of evil stuff in order to get to meet them. Word of advice: read the Fallen Angels Creed. Everything that Fallen Angels Creed is saying is what the Masons are doing. They boosting their head up full of lies, thinking they're gonna be with them when they so-called transition or whatever, but they ain't gonna be nowhere but in Tartarus, paying for what they did. I want y'all to think about that, because you can be a multi-millionaire, but in the spiritual realm, you're just a rich slave. You ain't nothing.
Yes.
And I want to add this too: time and space. All right, time is true slavery. Time isn't real. And I forgot to say this, in that realm, there is no time there. Time is just here, because time had limits. Space, that's true freedom. True freedom is space, because the real definition according to universal law is true freedom of many realms. You can go to whatever realm you want to go to. That's what time and space continuum means. Continuum means will not change. So always remember that time isn't real. That's spiritual slavery. And I remember we was talking about witchcraft. People working these jobs and going to school. All right, that's witchcraft physically, but guess what? They're doing witchcraft on Sundays too. That's spiritual witchcraft on your soul to keep you entrapped here. They got to work on you at all times, because if you don't have that chakras open, you in trouble. You can have status corrections all you want to. You can call yourself woke or whatever all you want to, but if you don't have your chakras open, you're stuck. You can't blame nobody but yourself. And I wanted to bring this up. Can I bring up the spiritual graduation?
Yeah.
All right. So people, this graduation is like what Rebel said. That is nothing. They don't graduate from these colleges and schools mimic this universe. When you unlock your chakras and you about this life and you give up all this stuff that you got to give up in order to elevate to a higher dimension and realm, not just one or the other, but both. You're going to spiritually graduate, and you're going to meet your spiritual family. The families that you're around right now, those are not your real family. The woman's vagina is none but a portal. Y'all just go on the same portal together and have to deal with each other until you want to know who you really are. The real God is yourself, your higher self. And once you unlock that and tap into that, then the universe is going to introduce you to your spiritual family. I saw my grandmother graduate 2 years ago, and I graduated a few months ago. And guess what? The one that graduated me was a non-melanated person. And his commander was a melanated sister. Colors is an illusion. Because you can be so-called melanated, and then you transition, come back. You can come back as a white person or a Latino. You got to have that mindset. But spiritual graduation, that means you graduate and you're in the universe saying, congratulations, you passed the next step and you're protected under the universal law. You're being sealed. That's what people don't even know about, because they ain't about that life and they will never experience that life. You got to spiritually graduate. That's what it is. That's all I got to say when it comes to that. And another thing, when they say born to sin means born into spiritual debt. And this sin spelled backwards, NIS, means to learn. That's all I got to say. Keep learning. Nobody knows everything.
Yeah. And I want to talk about seal too, because also, and I'm going to leave y'all with this, because Tim, you said everything, right? Okay. So I want to talk about also seal. A lot of people don't understand when you begin to elevate, meaning your mind dimension, when your chakras open up, you're being sealed right then and there. See, they telling you about this everlasting, oh, well, you know, they put you in a casket and they dress you up and you waiting for the Lord to come back, or you waiting for the Anunnaki to come back. But all the hell we done been through, and you ain't never seen nobody come back and save us. Oh, we done been through a lot of stuff, but you never seen nobody come back and save us. First of all, your seal happened when your chakras open up. That is the seal. When your chakra go from the root chakra to the crown chakra, then higher. That's the seal right there. And see, one thing they don't want us to talk, I had a video talking about the chakras. They took that down, because they know that that is the key. It's nothing else. It's nothing else you should be doing but trying to open up your chakras. And opening up your chakras is living right. And I want to say another thing, like people talk about, oh, well, you can take marijuana and it's going to take you to a higher level. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not going to do that at all. What takes you to a higher level is getting your life right. Respecting people like you respect yourself. That's what's taking you to a higher level. And all of us ones out here that you know, we didn't awaken. Never let these devils treat you any type of way. I'm not telling you to sit up here, somebody call you a female dog, you fight them. No. But when it comes to your generational wealth, never let your family, because them the main ones we fight with now. Most people that I know is fighting their family. They not fighting strangers no more. They fighting their family because everybody see them demons. Everybody, we're to the point now, everybody is being uncovered. Everybody is being uncovered. So when something happened and somebody died, everybody gonna show their true colors. Stop walking away from your wealth. If somebody died and that's somebody, especially if it's somebody, especially a wound that you came from, don't let your cousins or somebody come and say, thinking that they gonna take over. You got to start fighting these people back and see, you can't trust your family now. Because your family will take you up out of here. Because it came down to that. And you notice a lot of them is dying. They're dying because the universe is cleansing itself, because this part of the realm was educational purposes only. It ain't about showing out with nobody. It ain't about having the baddest car. It ain't about living in the biggest house. It's about you're preparing yourself to go to the next realm. I'm not telling you to live like a bum. But what I'm telling you is that it's not like, that's why you notice nobody, remember, celebrities was everything back in the day. Celebrities, well, you see the celebrity, you was like, whoa, this is a celebrity. They was always nothing. But they put them in front of us to blind our eye, to make it seem as though if we work hard enough, we can get to their level. Go get an education, but it's their education that they have given us to psych us out and to make us think that, oh, we something. And you not, if the only thing you got is a degree as in a bachelor's, a math, you ain't got nothing. That's just showing that you know, they put some stuff on the paper, you learned it and you know how to do it. But that's not nothing that's spiritual. Spiritual is on another level. Because you got to spend a lot of time with yourself. And then you got to control every aspect of yourself. You have to control it. You got to learn how to say no. You got to learn how, when people trying to get in, get up on you and get close to you, you got to tell them, motherfucker, back up. But we ain't going to do, back up. You can't never let nobody get up on you. You can't, like a lot of these females, the reason why you get taken is because you looking at an outer appearance. You looking at an outer appearance and not the inward appearance. So you get with somebody that ain't right. And then you all have children, and then your child coming out with a huge ass head and a small body, and you wondering what happened. These reptilians come up and sleep with a lot of these women. That's why a lot of these women don't know who the father is. And then they get missing and you never see them again. Or you see them here and there because they going around just knocking women up and don't care. That's their MO. When you meet somebody, if sex the main thing, after a month he done screwed you, you got played. You got played. Ain't no way you should be laying down with anybody. No month, 3 months, none of that. No, You got to know that person. And once you get there, and I guarantee you, if you do that, I guarantee you, all these women out here busting out car windows and blowing up men cars, it'll stop. Because they're going to get missing. And never, I don't care who you is, never, if you see somebody fine, never sit up there, because a lot of these reptilians will dress up because they know how to shapeshift. And a shapeshift on you, and you dealing with a straight ugly nigga, and you think you got something. And you asleep with them, and then when you sleep with them, the next thing they gonna tell you, move around. Move around, because see, they not only getting you, they getting all kind of women. This is why most of these children is hollow. Most of them don't got no talent. And most of them, it's like they'll blow your brains out and not think nothing of it. That's not natural. That's not natural. And anybody say that is natural, then evidently you must be one of them hollow people too, because that's straight hollow. It's nothing within them. Everybody is not born. They born with a spirit. They not born with a soul. And this ain't got nothing to do with color. This ain't got nothing to do with color. They invented that, just like my brother Tim said, Cherokee said, they invented that because they had to separate everybody. They had to separate us so we couldn't learn from each other, and we'll fight with each other, not knowing that the people that's higher up, these celebrities, these politicians, all of them is the ones that is making us fight so we don't see them. Now the camera is on them and they don't know what to do. Tim, you have any more remarks? And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let it go.
I got one more thing. Okay. So we was talking about the reptilians, and they their main focus and goal is to create children, right? So they can have slaves and food. Okay, what's the main music that these reptilians want people to listen to? Rap music. But what's another word for it? Rape music. RAP is rape. Because that's all they talk about. Calling women bitches, bitchs, and hoes, and talk about drugs and having sex. That's that energy for you to reproduce with these reptilians. They created that. It's rape music, not rap, but rape music. It's the frequency, the cause confusion within your body, within your energy. Remember that. Very, very important. That's all I have to say.
All right. So, Chet, we're gonna be back. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. It's like so much stuff is going on. It's hard for us to do video. You know, you see people and they doing videos every other day, every day, whatever. I don't see how they do it. I don't see how they do it with all of the stuff that's going on. But we're gonna try to be on here more frequently. Like I had something that happened, and it kind of like threw me off for a minute, but I'm coming back to myself. But we're gonna be on here more frequently. Sometimes Tim gonna do a video by himself, and sometimes I will, because I want to go over the Matrix. I'm gonna do a video about talking about the Matrix, because in order for us to grow, we've been talking about American Indian, and all of us think because you're an Indian, you're a good person. And I just don't, no, I can't go with that, because I didn't met some and I'm like, no, I ain't going. And we get stuck in these groups. And you got to understand, this is an individual walk. It's an individual walk. And us ones that's awakened, we're not about to allow for somebody to come up on us that's not, anybody you deal with have to be on the same energy as you. And if they not, I'm talking about higher or on the same energy. If they do not have that energy, you're not supposed to mess with them. Just like a lot of these people, and I'm going to leave you with this and I'm going to get off. A lot of these people talking about they chosen. Let me break this down one more time, okay? Okay, you're chosen, but you're still here. You're still here, but you're claiming you're chosen. It's no different than saying that in order to get your diploma from high school, you got to complete 12th grade, okay? If you do not complete 12th grade and you make it to 11th grade, you did not complete it, right? You did not get a diploma. Am I right or wrong? So if that is the case, how can you say, because saying you chosen, that's to say that you already got it. Somebody that told you when you leave this realm, you going to another realm. You going to a higher realm. And I know that I talk to spiritual people in visions and everything, but they have never told me I was chosen. That's something that you're not going to know until you leave here. And I keep saying this, but they're chosen ones. How do you know you're chosen? How do you know? I'm trying to figure this out, because you must know something that I don't know. Oh, and somebody gonna say, oh, well, it's emotions. People don't like you. No, that's just because you awake. You waking up. But just because you know a thing, don't mean that you chosen. You just know it. You not only gotta know it, you gotta live it. Because basically, if you know it, it's just a souvenir that you have. That's all what it is. You got to live what you say. What come out of your mouth, you got to live it. And most people, that's why he's saying narrow is the way. Because it ain't that many people. And people think it's a lot of people. And see, when people come in my inbox and be talking about, oh, I want to talk to you. One lady gonna have the gall to tell me, let's meet at a park. You done lost every marble in your damn head. You think I'm gonna really meet you at a park? A lot of these people, these people out here is some different type of people. This ain't got nothing to do with color no more. And it never had nothing to do with color. You all have a nice day. Cherokee, nice talking to you, and thank you for the information.
And thank you as well.
All right. Bye.